Howdy folks, friends and family across the globe, and welcome back to Alone in the Dark, Part 5. Do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. I play games for fun. Been doing it for a while, plan to do it for a while more. For the main purpose, so you can invite me over to your place, and I can invite you over to mine. How do we do that? Well, consider these videos like gateways, almost like stargates. Where as soon as you pop on one of these videos, you can consider me your buddy or pal, your friend for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, however long these videos run for, and we just hang out, reliving, re-experiencing those feelings when we were younger, and we'd be able to go over to a buddy's place and just hang out and have fun, because it's kind of hard to do that as you get older, for a multitude of reasons. So this is my way to try and maybe help you all out. Whether you just want some background noise or you want to watch the video. As Captain Plant says, the power is yours. Use them as you'd like. So I call these buddy or companion videos, where it's just me rambling, and I pretend that you're sitting on the couch next to me, and we're just having a good time. So thanks for joining me. Sit back, relax, and let's play a little more of Alone in the Dark. For this very special time of year of Halloween, we are celebrating the Halloween Hecktacular this year, because it's spectacular. It's so hecktacular, it's spectacular. It's so spectacular, it's hecktacular. To my subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing these videos, especially at the frequency in which I do them. Still be playing games, of course. I just won't be recording them and making a fool of myself and uploading them to YouTube. But that's why I do it. As long as you're laughing, I don't care. Laugh with me, laugh at me. Just make sure you're laughing. But because of how great y'all have been, I promise this, as long as one of y'all is subscribed, I'll keep doing videos. I'm not going to stop just because I have one subscriber or a billion. I'm going to keep it up, maybe at the same pace, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, just as the feeling comes and goes. But you're never going to get rid of me now, YouTube. I'm around forever. You can drop over on my computers. Howdy. Let's do, this should be an easy one. Name the character. Wahoo! There you go. Or here's another one. Name the character. Yacht? There you go. 2, name the characters. Name the game. I'll be pretty flexible with the naming the game part, for reasons I'm sure we all understand. I just hope you all are having a very good Halloween month so far. If not, let me know why. Hit me in the comments. Let's jam it out, hash it out, see what's going on, man. So we're going to ramble about. We're here to have good times. Alright. Not a fan of these save systems, though. Right? Because we know we've gotten past this guy. We're actually in here when we save, but the way it works... So everything's already cleared out. Ah, there were shotgun shells in there. There aren't any in there anymore. It's weird. So you can actually lose items. Huh. Alright, let's make sure we're recording. We are good. Picking up a little bit of steam now. But we're playing it on good old games.
I recognize this one.
Business card. David Thornhill's business card. Page torn from a telephone directory of businesses. DeWitt boarding school. Are we doing this again? Oh, Tallahassee, huh? Montgomery. Select the document. Let me guess. Flip it over. Tallahassee, Florida. Alright, been there. $350 for the Kingsport painting. There we go.
That's right, he was running away, ditching his old life and marriage in New Orleans to find something better in Tallahassee. And he took his daughter with him against the will of the mother. That's why she hired me. But I stopped him. I caught up with him at the Pearl River Bridge.
Sure.
Detective Comby didn't recognize the bridge across Pearl River. It was firmly obfuscated by trauma. Events that had left Comby scarred for life.
So, let me write this down. I've started to try and write down like my criticisms for games so that
Pearl River. This is where I caught up. This is what the Dark Man wanted me to revisit. And I'm still not seeing it. What am I forgetting?
so that my Ryan's rating system review at the end of every playthrough is a bit more coherent, because usually I just ramble and touch on like the same 2 or 3 criticisms. Pickaxe, hatchet. Considering the locale, that's fitting, right? Those are okay movies, the Hatchet movies. Y'all ever seen it? I think one of them Practical Jokers was in it. Brian Quinn, I think. In one of them. Like many of those, the first one was kind of the best. But machine gun cartridge, they really just don't want to give me any.
Edward had heard
Pistol
the whispers
bullets.
for years. When he lived in Brooklyn, it was only on rare occasions, like when he as a child climbed that tall tree in Central Park, or when he almost drowned in the Hudson River, trying to save his despaired mother. The whispers became more common as he moved to New Orleans, but still rare enough to be ignored. Now as he walks the halls of Darceto, he knows what is calling him. He doesn't want to admit it, but the dark young in the conservatory is telling him to sacrifice the Gabri Sancor.
Oh, great. I don't mind it, but really, do we care about Edward Carnby's past? I don't know. I just wish, again, like, there was the one that we had. Where was it? Unlocks the shotgun cabinet. That was good. That is good game design. But the rest of this, like, do we really care too much? It doesn't really add much to the story. It's just like it's kind of like one of those, like, oh, neat. Like when you're at the store and your friend or your kid comes up to you and they show you something, you're like giving that polite, oh, that's neat. Oh, wow, yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That kind of thing, you know. Will you stop chasing me? Okay, how did you hit me? Actually, let's test something out here. All right, we picked that up. A goat with horns. Come on, finish me off. Bah. 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 Okay. The most recent save. Yep, go with horns. We got it already, so we don't even need to worry about that now.
Pearl River. This is where I caught him. This is what the Dark Man wanted me to revisit. I'm still not seeing it. What am I forgetting?
What else was in there? Was there anything else in that shack? Machine gun cartridge. Alright, so we can even avoid that thing popping up because we collected the item for us, so. Don't get too excited. Just a Red Bull.
I can't believe I didn't recognize you.
I looked a little different back then, I suppose.
Was any of this real?
How do you mean?
This day, just... so much is happening. I can't... I think I've lost my head.
No, it's still attached.
Do you need me to apologize? I mean... I am sorry. I don't think I need to begin to explain. You're just a kid, Grace. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen.
Lies. More lies.
No, really. I thought I was being a good guy by handing you over to your mother. I didn't know. I couldn't have known that she wouldn't care about you.
I don't know how this works. What is this for?
Some form of admission of guilt. Maybe acceptance. It's what the Dark Man wants.
I guess we just watch my father die again then.
You think he's alive?
I know he is. He's down there, scared that he won't be able to get out. That he will drown with his daughter again.
What are you saying? We gotta save him.
We? Do it yourself. I'm down there with him, remember?
Can I really save him?
Comby had run their car off the bridge. He pulled Grace out of the sinking car, but left her father to drown. He could have saved him. There was time. He just chose not to. Instead, he took Grace back to New Orleans and collected his paycheck.
This all happened so long ago. I have to find a way to get down there. I have to see it with my own eyes. There was a boat at the house where I entered. If I can raise the bridge, I should be able to get to the car.
Alright. There's a little bit of like light exploring, but for the most part, not too much. Shotgun shells. They are adamant about giving me pistol ammo, aren't they? Or about not giving me pistol ammo. It's not a big thing, right? Because we're maxed out on all the other ammo, but hatchet. Fine, I'll take that hatchet. Hey, we can heal. Shotgun shells again.
This must be where the bridge is up.
Before we do that, because you know what's going to happen once we do that. It's going to be a trigger effect, right? Okay. Let's see how this works. Let's see, is this a drop down point? I'm assuming. Yeah, you drop down there and you drop down the other side. I'm assuming it'd be best if we just ran for it. I do declare. So we gotta do this anyways. Right?
Nothing's happening. It's like something's holding it back.
It could be that. Do I hit it? Oh, I see.
Should be in part of the bridge.
Oh, crap. Alright. Well, most recent save. There should be a quick save there. Because that was some bullocks. It's just quicker to do this than actually sprint, you know? What was that? I saw something there, no. Anything in here again? No. Okay. Missed opportunity to see just like tendrils coming from all angles. Alright, closing in, and then the light gets dimmer and darker.
Oh my god, Carnby. Are
But-
you okay?
It's not Cthulhu, right? It's near off the tip.
What the hell have you been doing?
What's going on
Never
here?
thought up.
Look at this mess.
I'm assuming she plays
I'm
more
sorry,
into her
Mrs.
story,
Thompson.
Don't make
because
me
this
kick
is
you out of this house.
the second
Now
time we've
get
seen
out.
her. Still need to go to the infirmary.
Hey, Detective. Mr. Carnby. I'm really worried about you.
I'm okay. I just need to catch my breath for a moment.
This place? There are some very disturbed figures around here. And I don't think it's just the patients. I've been reading some things about how Derceto has a deranging effect on people. I think it might explain things.
What?
Just take it easy, okay? I'm gonna go find a way into Dr. Gray's apartment. I want to know what he's hiding.
Emily? Don't worry. I think I'm close.
Plus, I already got
Set
him.
everything right.
Just be careful.
I think I already got him.
Comby had run their car off the bridge. He pulled Grace out of the sinking car, but left her father to drown. He could have saved him. There was time. He just chose not to. Instead, he took Grace back to New Orleans and collected his paycheck.
I'm not going in there. She's clearly had enough of me.
Oh, the... what's her name, yeah. Miss Thompson. Oh, maybe there's... the game really does require you to play through both, but... that's... The New Nightmare. They were both a combined story, but also self-contained. I think they did it really well there. We have to leave an offering at the tree, but we have to go to the infirmary. I don't know. Do we want to check everywhere? Oh, Dr. Gray's apartment. We have not been in there yet. Might as well just do a quick search. Might be something. Unlatch this because it's going to be locked again, isn't it? Nope, it's not. Huh. Is there no way to get there? Looks like there is. We'll leave an offering by the tree, I guess. Or we'll go there and he'll say, oh, I don't have the right things for this. Okay. We have to go down that way. Left, right, straight, stairs.
I don't want to run into the orderlies right now.
Oh, okay, so we have to go this way. Alright. Yeah, this does remind me of that room in the stairwells in the New Nightmare. Not a bad thing. Alright, so it's still raining. That's good. That means I can use this for the rain sounds.
This doesn't look good.
Looks great. What are you talking about? Oh, look at this. So, like, more things to open. It's never a bad thing in a horror game. Scapegoat.
Derceto stands on a breeding ground for the grotesque. A temple devoted to rebellious growth. The most ugly and cancerous side of nature. You may be able to shield your psyche for a while.
Yeah, I know.
But rest assured, your soul will come to pray to that hideous god in time. That is the story of every man and woman who gather around that ancient arbor. They all croak, bark, and bleat, because their own bodies are afraid and they wish to repel the evil those words conjure. Ia! Ia! Instead of that blasphemous name, they gossip in hushed whispers the name of Derceto, Astarte, and the Black Goat of the Woods.
It's all like different. Black Goat of the Woods, I think, was near Othotep's one of the many names. I'm assuming Astarte and Derceto are also probably the second most popular creature of the Cthulhu mythos. Oh. I ain't picking up jack right now, man. Picture of a brain. Joke's on you. I don't have one. Ah.
Radiography. Patient Jeremy Hartwood.
I'm gonna let this read. I'll be right back.
June 14, 1930. Plates. Jeremy's skull proved difficult to capture properly. Partial radiographs worked best. A complete picture of the brain can be assembled by piecing 3 plates together. Observations. Even when looking at an assembled version, a shadow covers significant parts of Jeremy's brain. Possible tumor, but more likely that the equipment is failing. Jeremy reacted strongly to the pictures and claimed to see a giant clay worm eating and displacing his memories. Notes. While this exercise has left me nowhere closer to an answer, I feel confident that a Burkhardt lobotomy should sever all necessary parts.
Oh crap. Sorry about that.
Hypothetical psychosurgery based on the ideas by Burkhardt and
I'd
the
be able
St.
to beat it back.
Petersburg research could end up saving Jeremy's mind. Severing the connections around the frontal lobe would certainly solve most mental afflictions. The procedure would be brutal in performance, as well as in efficiency. An ice pick pushed through the edge of the eye and into the skull would untether the nerves like Alexander cutting the Gordian knot. As this would likely leave Jeremy in a very different condition, all other paths should first be explored. The medical instrument I would need for this lobotomy is missing, and I should have Waits order a new one.
Doesn't... it kind of does, right? Another part of brain. It's going to be a puzzle. There's a key for surgery room. Electric fuse. Spare fuse. Got it. Yeah. Wait. Oh, we're missing one. It's got to be in the surgery room then. Which was this one, right? I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but Shub. Another very popular. Okay, it's a flip puzzle, right? So we do this. And then we do this. Voila. I'm usually pretty good at those.
Comby had run their...
Yeah. What's the new one?
Comby had run their...
Oh, usually there's a new one. Okay. Okay, what do we got? This looks like a center one. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, crap. Alright, the writing is upside down, so I'm going to assume this is more like this. This is going to be the bottom, right? That doesn't fit. I think this one will. If not, it's got to be this one, right? No? Hmm. It has to be this one then. I feel like it's this, but for some reason it's not matching up. Right? I mean, that looks like it matches, but... Alright, I'm gonna have to cheat for this because I'm not seeing. Alright, 3 pieces together. That's 3. Looks like it's lined up. Tab nabbit. I don't think there's anything that would point me in the direction of this being correct, right? See, none of these fit. And that's the problem. And you can't fine-tune it. So I must be missing something. I mean, that seems to fit. Alright, cheating. Looking it up. Not really a puzzle. They're not very clear with most of these. Okay, it is literally just having to have it angled at a certain point. I'm using, what is this? GameSpot? And I'm just using an image. It's not like... Yeah, those are the 3. Okay, thank you, GameSpot. Kind of a puzzle, honestly. Alright. part of a statue. Would I have gotten it eventually? Maybe. But I didn't want to fiddle around with that because it's like... You see how it even adjusted it? Because... I don't know. Puzzles like that, you need it. You need maybe one little distinction to display that the way it sits. Like maybe have clipper holes, right? On the let me switch the mouse. No, I can't. It won't show an arrow. Where the clips up top are. Maybe show indentions on some of the photos. Some kind of subtle visual hint to kind of give you a rough idea. Because yeah, I didn't like that puzzle. Not because I couldn't get it without cheating, because there were other puzzles where, like the number puzzles, right? With the or figuring out how the damn medallion works in the first place. That was fun. Can't go in there now. Can't go in here. Is this what we need to put by the tree? Oh, great. Oh, that does not look good. That's some bad water. Sorry. Oh man, is this gonna be a time thing? Okay. Honestly, we could just sit on the boat and float. You'll float down here. Right. Did that clear out that objective? Find the rest of the statuette. Leave an offering at the Whispering Tree. And I do wish the saves were labeled a bit better. Oh, the attic, though. You remember the attic part in Alone in the Dark? New Nightmare?
Back here. Perfect time to have a look around this place.
That was rough. Fun rough. Debris. No. John Henry.
What is that?
Alcohol. This one drink. I know I've said this before, but it's worth saying again. I don't think I said it on this video. For example, the one I usually cite is Resident Evil. Think Resident Evil horror game. Multiplayer, possible, but even single player wise. And what happens is you pick your loadout at the beginning of the game. Say you don't want to wait to get the shotgun. You don't want to wait to get the Magnum. But you pick the weapons and the gear setups that you'd want. Maybe even offsetting it. Say like, oh, and this would be great. Like, instead of saying, well, you know, I tend to not shoot or fight a lot. I prefer to run. So you would take points out of, say, ammo or weapon selection. And on the flip side, you'd start off with more med kits and you'd be able to carry more med kits throughout your playthrough. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like allowing players to tweak their experience by allowing them to choose how they want to gear out at the beginning. So I want to, for example, I'd roll with like the Magnum from the word go, which means I would have a more powerful weapon at the start, but I'd have to be more careful with my ammo. Well, if I wanted to play with the submachine gun, well, vice versa. Do less damage at the start, but maybe a bit more plentiful ammo. And likewise, if I wanted to kind of start with a pistol and sacrifice access to, say, I don't know, a Magnum or something later on in the game, I could trade in the Magnum for like +3 medkit capacity or healing items. You get what I'm saying with that? I might not be conveying that, but I think allowing that kind of control and player to allow the player to craft how they want to play it. If that makes sense. I feel the same way with Alone in the Dark, right? Like, I get this guy's more combat focused. Carnby generally is in most of the Alone in the Dark games. Makes me wonder how uncombative Emily's playthrough is then. Because, and also, nitpick, but something I'll bring up again at the Ryan's rating system when we meet for that. Even in Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, the secondary character, not Edward Carnby, but I forgot the chick's name. There was combat sections with her. Hers were vastly more puzzle focused, but also there was a lot more interlap between their stories to where they understood what was going on in the house and they were communicating. Here, Emily's just like, what are you doing, you crazy guy? Plant monsters that you're not even talking about. What are you talking about? It just feels disjointed. Like, maybe something at the end, or already beginning to be led down the road that maybe Edward Carnby was a patient here, or is a patient here. Which I guess is, if you're into that M. Night Shyamalan with a twist kind of thing, but I don't know. Something just seems off. Also, yeah, there's very little interplay. Granted, New Nightmare takes place in the modern day, if I remember, so you had things like radios, but here, you would have expected at least some type of connection between them. Alright. 6-1. I should write that down. 6 and 1. We got that down. This looks like a bottom left. This looks like the bottom right. Yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 6-1-4. We have 6-1-4. 6-4-1. 1-4-6. 1-6-4. 4-6-1 and 4-1-6. That's all the combinations. Alright, so 6. Okay, I got 6-4-1 is the correct combination. I didn't mean to do that, but take it. Oh, look, it's all grassy and goopy. Which is this game's version of The Other World from Silent Hill.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jeremy?
I need help!
Wait,
I need help.
can you hear me?
I'm stuck in the mud and the fire is taking me.
Where are you?
The motor is dead. I can't do anything more.
Hang on, Jeremy. I'll figure something out. I'll get the boat running.
She turned me into a newt. I got better. Keeps writing the notes down as if... do I want to go? I don't want to go in here. Just open it. Let's see if it opens. It does open. Okay. Pistol ammo? No. Well, color me shocked. And slap me Miss Daisy. I'm tired of this running. You know, and I'll bring this up. Combat. Let me write that down. I'll bring it. Combat doesn't feel rewarding. Really doesn't. Like, using Silent Hill 4, since I played that recently for the first time, as a comparison. Did you need to do combat? No. Was it rewarding though? Yes, because one, it felt pretty good, and most importantly, it actually benefited you with backtracking. But there really isn't a lot of backtracking in this. It's pretty much straightforward on rails. So that's a new thing. Good, take the bottle. Where'd the bottle go? Where'd the bottle go? Really? Cheap hits. Cheap. As they say in Mario, cheap, cheap. No, I don't think they actually say that. That's just their name, right? Cheap Cheeps. And we're about to lose this, but that's okay.
The boat's wedged itself right into the pipe. If I get the motor started, I could try reversing back into the river.
Alright, I kind of dig the level. At least the way it looks. It's locked. Alright, do we go up or down? We'll go up. Because down seems to be the way to go. That's a Molotov too, we learned. So, some of these actually have like... I mean, that's kind of neat that sometimes the throwable items are... That's not a pickup. That's kind of weird. Just a lantern letting you know where to go. It feels like it should have been part of the puzzle. Targeting is kind of weird too, right? Like with the flying enemies. Machine gun. Heavy machine gun. I'll take that.
Looks pretty weak. I just need something to break it.
It's a drop down point. We don't want to drop down yet. Got exploring we need to do. Was this locked too? Probably. Nope. Not locked. That was locked for some reason. Nothing, right? Got a sledgehammer. And hatchet again. Sledgehammer. Yeah, see, don't put empty boxes. I get why they do. Because they're meant to be like points for you to spawn, but just have something in there. Even if it's ammo you can't pick up yet. Nothing. Alright, there's at least 2 drop-off points. There's this here, lifeboat. 2 drop-offs. There's one there, which maybe we should do that one real quick. I think this just drops us down here, right? And we should be able to get out. Yeah, it's just on the other side of that. Oh, hold on.
The artist spent a lot of time boating
I'll
on
be right
vast
back.
Lake Pontchartrain. Poetry, painting, photography. Everything seemed to become better by the shimmering water and the opalescent sky. One night, as the sailors returned to Darceto, they found a masquerade ball taking place. It must have been Perosi and Nora who invited their friends from the theater. The sailors quickly fashioned masks out of plaster of Paris and joined the festivities. They enjoyed themselves for hours before realizing time was not passing. Nor could they find their friends. As they began to worry, they demanded that the guests unmasked. But they could not, because they were not wearing any masks.
Alright, sorry about that. Four. Where did I put those bullets? Not in here. It was here, wasn't it? There we go. Yeah, the beginning of the game just bombards you with items. It seems like they were setting you up to have... I'm guessing locked. No, not locked. Okay. Well then. Interesting. And then they're just somewhere along the way, they're like, we gave them all the items at the front of the game. They don't need items interspersed out later. No, go. When up is down and down is up, huh? Because of the camera. Well, now I wonder what's over there. Damn it. I don't want to miss nothing. You know? Don't you know? No! I pressed B. Go up. Why does he walk so slow, too? See, now he doesn't. I guess it's because of the sprint. Sprint should always be the default. If your sprint is literally just a brisk stroll. There. And nothing in here anyways. Watch, it's gonna be empty. Oh no, there's pistol bullets. Huh. Alright. Hope y'all are doing well, by the way. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up, man. And if you're not, we'll chat about it, you know? I know what's gonna happen. Fill it up. Fill that up. Monsters are gonna jump out. I'm gonna die, have to reload. I'm gonna get angry. Because again, you don't feel good beating the monsters, right? Because you know they don't follow you. You know you don't have to backtrack. Also, when you hit them, it feels, I don't know, kind of like punching a stuffed animal. Have to do something with this? I guess not. Where am I supposed to be going now? Oh, he somehow got me through the door. Alright. What's up, buddy? This way, I guess. No, one of these guys, huh? Wait a second, can I just shoot him from here? I mean, what's he gonna do? Can't come down ladders, can they? Damn it. I don't want to waste all those shots, so. Here. Knock me down. Knock me down. Oh, he fell down. Here's another one, right? Alright, so they can't climb ladders. Got that going for us. Really?
Whoa!
Are you ready to tell me what happened?
Oh, that thing's here, huh?
I put a rope around my neck,
Whoa!
and then I strangled all life.
Yeah, looks
from
like he's
my-
having fun.
Are you under the impression that you died? Yes. No.
Just hop
I was
down. You don't
supposed
even need to
die.
climb the ladder. Just hop down.
What does that
It's like 3 feet.
That you were supposed to die. I'm the catalyst.
If
I
that.
had to die to make the story happen.
What story? What are you referring to, Jeremy?
30 years ago, Frederic needed me to die.
You're not making any sense, Jeremy.
Oh, this thing. Nice.
Find your focus.
Hey! I cheated everyone. I didn't play my part.
Hey!
I escaped
Hey!
my doom. My destiny.
Again, find
Hey!
your focus.
Hey, I'm right here. What the hell is going on?
Now everything is wrong. Nothing is in
Hey!
place.
I'm right here!
Calm down, Mr. Conby. What do you want?
Were you not talking to Jeremy right now?
I haven't seen Jeremy all day. Are you all right, Detective?
No. Actually, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I'm gonna go look for Jeremy.
Good. Let me know if you find him.
That was Jeremy's self-deceit, a steamboat stuck in the mud. I'm not gonna pretend I understand any of that. What a bunch of psychoanalytic nonsense.
Okay. Another one bites the dust. What do we got to do now? Is the conservatory open yet? Doesn't look like it. What are we looking at? We're still good. Dr. Gray visit in his apartment. Even offering at the Whispering Tree. Nope. Ain't happening. Nope. Ain't happening. I hope that's not something that we get blocked out of, because I hate that. I feel like we're getting close to the end of the game. I hate that in games when... Well, it really wants us to go this way, so fine, we'll go this way. Do not disturb placard. Okay.
Detective.
Oh well.
Glad to see you.
Look who it is.
I don't think Dr. Gray would appreciate us snooping around.
What's going on here? This feels so strange.
Detective Conby felt removed from himself. Like driving drunk, he carefully tried to navigate his environment. What the hell was going on? Was he finally losing his mind? At least Emily was here to call the police if he went off the deep end.
Thank you, narrative voice, who doesn't show up anywhere else.
Have you found anything?
What? Yeah, I've seen some things.
Okay. Let me know if there is anything you want to talk about.
Absolutely nothing, because we've only more or less just met you, so. And you've not been integral to this story in the slightest.
There's a book in this.
Gee, like this book here. All a book.
What did you do?
I was just rearranging the books.
Oh, come on. Let's check it out.
Oh, she'll be gone as soon as we cross over in there.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
Oh no, she's still here.
He's dealing with some kind of mass delusion.
What was that with the window?
Has that been there this whole time? That mark on the floor looks like talisman positions, but from which direction should I look at?
Good question.
The Snake Dagger, a monograph by Yael Klein. In Ludwig Prin's book on pagan rituals called The Mystery of the Grave, as translated by Nicholas Vachy, there are several references to a sacrificial dagger called the Snake Dagger. It has long been thought of as a poor translation of the original text, that it would be more appropriate with worm dagger from the Latin vermis cultrum.
Worm
This
dagger.
seems natural, following the recent consensus that the original title of Prin's book, De Vermis Mysteris, should literally translate to the mystery of the worm. However, this would take away from Vachy's great effort at translating the underlying meaning of the words and revealing several cultural beliefs. While Prin certainly was using the term worm as a symbol or synecdoche for death and the dead, which is made clear by the contents of the book, in the case of the dagger, we shouldn't be too hasty to dismiss his translation. Reading through Vachy's correspondence with his patron, it appears that he had more than just the Latin text at his disposal. Vachy had dug up Prin's living relatives and uncovered several cross-referenced historical texts and an actual snake dagger. The dagger was dated to the early Middle Kingdom of Egypt and had such a clear shape of a wave that Vachy considered calling it the sinusoidal blade. Knowing the full story, it seems prudent that he chose to translate it as snake and not worm. There are several reasons why this choice of word helps us understand the pagans that Prin's book attempts to describe. The symbolic value of the shape becomes more apparent when reading about the use for the dagger. In the passage of possession and exorcism, we find the snake dagger poisons the poisoner within the victim and is therefore pacified. Where the literal text would tell us that the worm dagger trumps the demon possessing the victim, it tells us nothing of their reasoning. Only that somehow this dagger wins against the demon, like it had the better hand in poker. Vahi's translation allows us to follow the underlying logic to the ritual magic that is being performed. Poison the poisoner. Sounds like fighting fire with fire. That to hurt the demon possessing its victim, the priests would have to fight back with a power that is known to the evil they are fighting. The snake dagger is therefore not only a good way to describe its form, but it also helps us understand how it could be thought of as a useful tool for exorcism. Finally, it also helps us understand their relationship to lunacy, that it was thought of as something poisoning the mind rather than controlling it. What is also interesting to note is that the possessed are always considered poisoned in their head and not their heart. The snake dagger always went to the eye of the possessed, leaving them partially blind, if they had the good luck to survive.
Alright. Learn a little bit.
Good to finally meet you, Mr. Hartwood. I'm here on the behalf of your brother Philip. You were expecting me, weren't you?
Yes. You're from Derceto, no?
That's right. I just wanted to ask you a few questions to see if there is anything I can do to help you and your family.
Okay.
I understand you're full of imagination. You make up a lot of things.
I suppose.
And you obsess over them, blurring reality and fiction.
Sometimes.
Do you want to tell me about the Dark Man?
No. No, I don't.
That's all right. Perhaps there is something else you can tell me. Something you know to be made up, but you hold dear.
Juan?
John?
2, 3.
Who's John?
No. Juan Luis Jorge. Oh, wait there a moment. Here, take a look.
Is he... Oh, he is the author.
It's a magnificent book. Life-changing even. The real Juan is long dead, but I like to think of him as my friend. My most beloved friend.
I see. Do you often do this? Fantasize about people you read about?
No. No. Well, there is Jacob.
Who is Jacob?
Jacob.
Turn to the last page.
Oh, it's a newspaper article. The Prisoner of Ice, Jacob van Ostad. Is he also your beloved friend?
Oh, no, Doctor. Not at all. He is the fire that fights fire.
Yes, I think it's clear your overstimulated imagination, this mania, needs to be tempered for you to live a normal life. I know your family calls it the Hartwood Curse, but I want you to know that there is nothing supernatural about your condition. It's all inside your head. And with that, I'm very qualified to deal with. In time, you will be cured.
In time. In time.
Yes, in time we will exorcise all your demons, all the dark men.
Yeah!
Please, Mr. Hartwood, calm yourself.
What happened?
Oh, don't you worry your little head about it, Miss Hartwood. Your uncle and I just had our first breakthrough.
Okay.
What were you saying about mass delusion?
Derceto seems to have a deranging effect on people living close by. It has a history of creating cults devoted to some nature goddess. Even
Oh no.
though Derceto
Flashbacks to Silent Hill 4 playthrough.
Derceto was
The ringing of the phone.
fertility goddess worshipped in
Mm-hmm. Emily, I really don't care. Can't leave conversation. Shub-Nigroth. Alright. Just gotta be back in here then. Yeah, there. Look at, go to the phone. That's not me, that's him. Shoobendegroth.
Hello?
Detective Khan,
Who is this? Jeremy?
Jeremy is with the Dark Man. You can't save him.
Well, I've done everything you wanted so far, and there's just one more thing on the list. I expect him to keep his promise. Return Jeremy unharmed.
Get out, detective. While you still can.
Yeah, the sound mixing seems kind of off. Maybe it's just me, though.
Detective Conby wanted nothing more than to make sense of it all. But clearly, that was not in the cards right now.
Oh, man. Use the talisman on the clock. Alright. Oh, we can actually move now. I have circle down, I have circle up. Stop that. What's this? Toy talisman. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Real nice. There we go. Just copy the image. That's what I did. Are we doing the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe now? Is that why we opened the wardrobe up? Is Emily gone?
Okay.
Oh, Emily's here.
You look a little frazzled.
Just stupid telephone.
I know. I tried calling the police earlier. The telephone is completely dead.
It's no. Yeah, no, the telephone is.
Let's do that. That one. Okay. Oh.
All of them are in this cult business, even Jeremy.
I'm not sure any of them have a choice at this point. We just need to find a way to stop all of this.
Miss Hartwood, I think you're gonna want to see this.
That was weird.
Is there something in the closet?
Glitchy glitch.
Yeah, there is. You don't see the very obvious gate leading to whatever Jeremy's madness is serving up next?
I don't understand. Are you making some kind of fashion metaphor? I'm sorry, I don't have time for this.
So she can't see it.
You don't see this. Fine. Fine. Catch you later.
He's just.
Going inside the closet?
Yeah. Got a problem with that?
No. Do what you think is right, detective.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Goodbye, Miss.
I call bullshit because if he disappears, she should be like, "What is going on?" That's a missed opportunity.
Disheartened by his failure to make Emily understand what he was doing, Detective Conby actually felt better seeing the frozen hell before him. There was a finality to it. Its clear symbolic opposite to the dark man's desert made him realize this was the end. Soon it would all be over.
Well, like this is the end of the game. Oh. Enter hell. Oh, we got a new gun.
What can be said about Jacob van Ostad without evoking contempt or apologia? The first piece of information is the obvious. He is not the explorer Jeremy idolized in his youth, but the figment of his imagination. If you want biographical facts, I am not the one to answer such questions. In the case of Jeremy, he is a guardian of imagination, or rather a persona appointed the role of containing a self-sabotaging mania. However useful Jacob once was, his loyalty to Jeremy has slowly been replaced by fanaticism. Like a firekeeper who has for decades been burnt by his own sacred flames, now does what he imagines the fire wants. Jeremy has lost all control over Jacob and suffers greatly because of him, but is admittedly also still invigorated by his labor. In the plainest of words, Jacob keeps Jeremy sick so he can remain Jeremy.
Alright. We're full on flares, huh? Which is what? Oh, 7? Okay. Trapped under ice. Let's go. Alright, getting stuck under the snow. Was expecting that. I can't move faster than this. I guess this is I'm wanting to be cinematic. What's this? Pistol bullets. Friend or foe? Probably foe, right?
Hey, you! What are you doing here? What is this place?
Turn back, detective. You're not wanted here.
Oh, take it easy. I'm not your enemy.
Yeah, I am. Okay, they gave you that. I guess it's an unlimited amount of pistol ammo. Yeah, I don't like how they slow your character down during when there's an enemy. No, sir, I don't like it. Because it forces you to kind of have to align the stars. Okay. Oh. Like that, right? Yep. Gumby! Or Stretch Armstrong? Is that the last boss? Killed. Like that. Okay, that comes in threes. Pistol bullets. Alright, so they give you unlimited ammo for the machine gun and the pistol. Probably shouldn't have used a shotgun shell, but as you saw, he went down pretty quickly. Oh, we're falling through all the different levels. We visited.
Jeremy?
Well, it's one of those, no matter how fast you run. Seems like you're going in slow motion.
I did everything! Aren't you happy? Stupid charlatan! What more do you want from me? You want me to lose my mind?
Oh, my Lord! Doctor! Baptiste! Quick!
thinking, compadre?
Well, never got to leave a thing, an offering for the tree. I don't like that, if that is the case.
You awake? You are awake. Mr. Conby's up.
Hey, buddy. I thought you'd be knocked out for the rest of the night. Come on out and join us, will you? I'll save you some gumbo.
Good to have you back. You gave us all a good scare. What happened?
Wait, is this the
You had a
ending?
psychological breakdown. Sorry for manhandling you, but you were being violent.
You stabbed Jeremy and then punched Dr. Gray.
Are they okay?
Jeremy's a little strange, but everything's back to normal.
Really? All thanks to you, combat. You want to try standing up?
Well, if it isn't the hero of the day. How are you feeling, Detective?
Never better. How about you two?
Covered in blood
Hey, Jeremy, I
scratches.
didn't do too much damage, did I?
Things are fine. Very quiet.
What's up with him? Painkillers?
No. You see, despite you having the finesse of a one-eyed butcher, you managed to lobotomize dear Jeremy.
I did what?
Why is his eye bruised?
It's actually quite impressive. It's not like I hadn't considered it myself. I just wish Jeremy could have been helped without reducing his personality to that of an oyster.
But he's gonna live.
Of course. As long as someone keeps feeding him, he'll outlive the best of us.
Achievement unlocked.
Everything was back to normal. Did any of it really happen? What had Conby actually been doing all night?
I don't know. I could talk with them, but I really don't care to talk with them. Talk to everybody. See how they're doing. Where's that? Can I leave something here?
What is it? What do you want? Don't worry. I'll remember. You should have it.
Alright, should we talk to everyone? I guess.
Hey, kid. What are you up to?
Preparing for the ceremony. I don't want to disappoint Mother.
All right, tell me, what the hell's about to happen here?
Every year we have a little turn the page ceremony by the tree. It's symbolical. It's like life has its cycles of grief. You know? Just like a tree facing the seasons. Things change, but remain the same.
Sorry for hitting you.
That is one impressive tree.
Or let's talk about the
More
tree.
impressive than you could ever imagine.
Wait for Miss Hartwood. It says wait for her to call on you.
What are you looking for?
Just keeping an eye out for the storm. Radio says it could be a wild one.
Good to see you back on your feet, Detective. Have some.
Whoa, her hands moving quick.
Thanks. I'll save it.
That's some watery ass gumbo.
Hey, Ruth. Glad to see you made it back to Derceto.
You too, Detective. Make sure to stay for the festivities. It's no Mardi Gras, but it ain't bad.
Does Emily know about Jeremy's condition?
Yes. She seems to be handling it quite well under the circumstances.
Everyone knows what to do? Y'all know the new words.
Mrs. Thompson, we talked about this. I'm not sure everyone is comfortable.
Doctor, I insist. This is important. We've waited for so long, Doctor.
Let's just go with the old song. Not every change is an improvement.
Boss, good or bad, we need to move forward.
All in, Doc. Let's bet it all. But we don't know what we're dealing with.
It'll be okay, Doctor. Better even.
Ever there are praises and abundance to the black goat of the woods. Hear us, mother. Take pity on us. Take pity on us.
Ever
Hear
there
us, Mother, and abundance to the black goat of the woods.
on us.
Hear us, Mother, and take pity on us. Take pity on us.
Ever there's praise and abundance to the black goat of the woods. Hear us, Mother, and take pity on us.
Didn't expect this.
Stop! Are you crazy?
This here's what needs to happen, Carver.
Grace, stop! Stop!
Detective, get my uncle out of here.
Jeremy, come with me. Get over here. Jeremy, come with me. Jeremy, come here.
No! There has to be a sacrifice!
We're
Jeremy! Come on.
Stop the black goat of the woods. Alright, I feel like we're...
Detective Comby returned just as the festivities were about to begin. Emily was grateful that she didn't have to sit through whatever ceremony the people at Derceto had fashioned. Instead, they excused themselves and made their way to the front side of the house. With a tremendous sense of relief, Emily climbed into the car. She watched Comby ready the back seat for Jeremy in the rearview mirror. What a long night, she thought. Thank God it's all over.
Okay, I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I want to continue. But we should probably, right? I feel like we're close to the end.
I have to stop it.
I was not expecting this. Yeah, give me as much shotgun shells as you can. So I'm gonna push on. Stick with me if you don't mind. Alright, where do you want me to go? It isn't particularly clear. Thought maybe like over here, but oh, up there. Okay. Okay. Ooh, right. Ah, I see. We're gonna have to hit those little spots, right? Oh. Oh my. Ah, okay. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Kind of neat. I kind of wish, I kind of wish there was more segments like that in the game. Like there was that creature roaming around, like that lion creature in the graveyard. That's pretty neat.
Detective.
Oh, what the hell was that?
I tried to tell you. There was so much evidence. Their devotion to the Black Goat was like nothing I've ever seen before. I felt so dumb believing any of it, but I'm glad I did.
Are you okay? Everything is out of order.
Lobotomized me. What do you
This
think?
isn't the way the story goes. I shouldn't be alive.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
Why is the little cultist
How are you
alive?
doing, sweetie?
I kinda like it. You ruined everything, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, don't trust her. She was a big instigator for the cult, so yeah.
All right, you ready to head back to New Orleans?
Come on, Jeremy. We're leaving.
Can I come?
I thought you said you didn't need saving.
They kind of took
Don't
that.
leave her.
Well,
She's important.
Of course we're taking her with us.
Yay, I'm important.
hmm. Well, I think that's the end of it. That chapter 5 is literally like 10, 20 minute stops. That's crazy. Save New Orleans from the Black Goat. Now play with all the weapons unlocked, daily comments, some new surprises when starting a game. Okay. Time for the Ryan's rating system. Apparently there's multiple endings. There's a cult ending where we side with the cult. I don't know how to do that. I'll probably just look those up. You can too. Anyways, I'm just going to jump into it. Ryan's rating system is a system devised by a bunch of the world's leading third grade elementary grade students teamed up with aliens from another planet who traveled back in time to perfect the art of alchemy, which then they traveled to the future, the far-flung future, to see advancements in science, which they brought back to the present to give us the most objective and best video game review system ever devised. And it's a hidden base in under Antarctica, so you'll never find where we figured this out, but I am one of the few privy to the greatest system, the Ryan's rating system. It's B.A.D. Stands for bad. So is the game bad or is it bad? B stands for boring, A stands for awesome, D stands for dumb. Alone in the Dark. Is it boring? So it doesn't get a green check mark, it doesn't get a red check mark, it gets a gray check mark. It's 5 fingers held up, where you do the shaky thing. You hold it up horizontally and you kind of wiggle your hand and you go, So it's So it gets 1 gray check mark. So why was I bored? Well, let's just go off my list of criticisms. Beginning makes you think it's going to be combat focused with all the items lying about, but then you run into these segments where you stop getting really any items to pick up. So outside of finding a couple of things that add very little to the story, the lagnapes or whatever they're called, I get they're connected to the characters and they provide a background, but the only one that was of any interest or value to me was the one that unlocked the shotgun cabinet because it gives you the shotgun. I like that. Wish more of those were tied into gameplay rather than just side exposition that really doesn't matter in the whole picture of the game, right? Really, none of that played into factoring making challenges easier or making things more understandable. The voice acting seems kind of phoned in at times. It's not hammy enough to be enjoyable, and it's not overly serious enough to be credible. Story's not as cohesive as the others. Really, I honestly don't know what Carnby's doing there other than just, I'm here to help Emily. And then there's so little crossover between him and Emily that, you know, they don't really meet up except for 3 times in the game, I believe. I counted. That we were jumping around to all these different places, and sure, they kind of had tenuous ties to what was going on, but not enough that it kept it engaged or interesting. Characters you hardly interact with. Again, we met this great cast, or what looked to be a great cast of characters right at the start, and then you don't see them again. Maybe you see them more frequently in Emily's campaign, but like Dr. Gray, okay, you meet him like twice, and the interactions, it's just not there. Mostly it's you picking up random assortment of items to unlock the next door, and him occasionally saying things like, oh, Dr. Gray. But you're like, okay, what about Dr. Gray? Lack of enemy variety. You get some flying ones, you get some ones under the ground. You get like 3 varieties of walking types, one of which spits something at you. Lack of weapon variety would also be kind of a hiccup, I think. I don't think you need the shotgun or the machine gun. You could probably beat this with pistol only. Just because, again, the impact of each weapon doesn't seem to be much different. It's just an excuse to have more ammo at your disposal. So when you run out of one gun, you just move to the next. So that kind of ties into lack of enemy variety, where I didn't feel like I needed to use a particular weapon on a particular enemy because they all go down more or less the same. That ties into the simple combat, right? The story and puzzles seem disconnected from the main plot most of the time. And I really didn't like that ending. This girl, who's very clearly part of a cult, they're just like, let's just take her with us. We know she's tied to this deep-seated evil, but hey, whatever. And the combat doesn't feel rewarding, so... like the impacts of the hit, as you saw sometimes when you'd be hitting with melee, they just kind of flop around a bit. But outside of that, there wasn't really like a lot of punch behind it. So, those were the main criticisms. They're tied into all 3 of these, so why was it boring? Oh, it felt like, outside of a few forced combat sequences, most of it was just run away and dodge. Pick up items. It felt like a walking simulator in mind, where they put the combat in as tacked on. And the walking simulator parts of it weren't as interesting. So I found I was, honestly, even with the story, I felt less interested. At the beginning, I was kind of curious. The big chunk of the middle, I was completely checked out for the most part with what was going on because it just wasn't engaging. It wasn't until the very end when we saw, you know, the tree just pop up. Obviously, it wasn't a tree; it was the monster, right? Or one of the monsters. And the whole cult aspect, right? Everyone's getting there together, and even the little girl, she's encouraging it and everything, and she opts to be the sacrifice because she's crazy. It was the first part. The beginning was only interesting because we didn't know where it was going, what was going on, right? And it actually kind of mirrors Alone in the Dark, the New Nightmare bit, where the 2 main characters come together, but they actually went separate paths. She went on the roof, I think, and Carnby went through the front door because of how the helicopter crashed or whatever. But the end was interesting because the end really felt like what should have been the 3/4 of the way through, not the last 5% of the game. So overall, it just felt like everything was kind of, the pieces were there, they just didn't put them together right to make this a very cohesive survival horror experience. It felt more like a third-person walking simulator style of horror game. So that's why I think I was bored. The lack of the storytelling, being coherent, the characters just not... The characters felt disjointed from one another. Like, Carnby was reacting to things, and Emily's like, huh? Every time he'd meet her, he wouldn't bring up a damn thing what he was going through, and Emily didn't bring up anything she was going through, so it's like, I don't think I'm explaining it well, but Alone in the Dark, New Nightmare did it better. Now, is it awesome? That last bit of it was pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty cool. The whole, when they started going full cult, showing the reveal of the monster. I thought the pieces of the different realms you did visit, as much as they were disjointed and really weren't a cohesive story, were neat. You know, you had Egypt, you had the Arctic, you had the riverboat. Not really connected, or very loosely connected to where it's like, you know, someone will say, well, this journal entry recites this. It's like, I get that. It's just not, it doesn't connect cohesively in a gameplay sense. And with horror games, you really don't want to connect it just through dialogue. You want to connect it environmentally. So, but the worlds you visited were neat. It is an Alone in the Dark game. It's got H.P. Lovecraft influence. So that makes it, I'm going to give it a thumbs up on that. I thought those parts overall helped make the game awesome. So it gets 1 thumbs up, 1 green check mark. Now, is the game dumb? This is going to probably be the worst reviewed game now that I think about it. And this might be an area of contention, but yeah, I think the game's kind of dumb. The story elements don't fit. The characters are wasted. Terribly wasted. Because you don't really interact with them. Now, some might say, well, you gotta play through Emily's campaign to do that. But if my first experience playing through this is Carnby, and outside the fact of saying, well, I paid for it, I might as well play through it again, why would I feel an incentive to play through Emily's campaign? That's where the design would have been a lot better had they had both characters interact with each other throughout their campaigns. So I'd be intrigued to go check out what Emily was going through. Like her saying, did you see that gigantic monstrous thing that popped up in the bathroom? He's like, what gigantic thing? All right, that would have been the worm on the hook. To bait me to want to play the other campaign. So that's kind of dumb. Again, the combat being kind of dumb with, I mean, you got the throwables, and the sneaking really was last minute. It feels like that was last minute addition. Not really fully fleshed out. Lack of enemy variety. The weapons really feeling the same. The only difference being really how many rounds they hold. Obviously the shotgun was more powerful, but you can only hold so much ammo that you don't feel like using it because the other ammo is more plentiful for the other guns, so you just stick to those. And then of course, you know, the melee weapons, which were nice, and it was fine that they were breakable, but there wasn't really resource management, which is something you find a lot in survival horror, so it's like they were too afraid to go one way or the other, and it ended up just pulling it apart, at least mechanically, that part of it. I thought the ending was complete and utter dog crap. Granted, there's secret endings and stuff you can fish for and whatnot, and still don't know what the purpose of putting the thing behind the tree was, but probably tied to an ending thing. But again, yeah, just, yeah, I hate to say it, but this was a pretty dumb game. Though I had high hopes for it at the beginning. And the presentation was more or less good. I didn't run into bugs or real, like, well, I did run into that one glitch that had me reload because I got stuck on a cabinet early on, back in episode 1. But, yeah. Most of the things I found dumb with this were from the, and it's going to sound horrible, but from the gameplay design phase and the ending and the characters, they just all that felt wasted. Like they were just 5 or 6 steps away from really nailing it in each of those categories. But for some reason, they just didn't follow through with it. So, I hate to say it, but yes, Alone in the Dark, it's dumb. It's a red check mark and a thumbs down. So, overall, I think this is the worst. At this time, The Thing was the worst rated. Now I think this is the worst rated one I've ever done. Well, maybe not. But, is it bad? Is it boring? Gray check mark. So, for the B. For the A, it's a thumbs up. Green check mark, it's awesome. But it gets a thumbs down. It is dumb. So, going back over it. Boring? Awesome. Good. Dumb. Thumbs down. So, Alone in the Dark, you're not a bad game. I think you're a bad game. There's worse games you could play. I've played worse games. But with the pedigree that Alone in the Dark does have, and with the amount of survival horror games that are out there, it just doesn't hold a candle. Hate to say it, being a fan of most of the Alone in the Dark games, even Illumination of all things. But yeah, sorry, you're just Alone in the Dark, you're a bad game. I have fun for the most, not for the most, some of the time I did. Some of the puzzles, most of the puzzles were okay. A couple of them were actually fun. And of course that X-ray puzzle I had to look up because it wasn't very clear what it was looking for. But yeah. Alright folks, I'm going to call it here. This is another game down for this Halloween Hecktacular. I'm glad you stuck with me. And I don't want to seem too, Negative Nancy or Negative Nathan, depending upon... Or Negative Ned. That could work. Because this is a functional game. There are some good things in this. The presentation at times. It's just... There should have been either more to it or more focused refinement of mechanics in it. But I can understand why this didn't do well. You want to give it a shot, definitely recommend it, only on a deep discount. Pick it up on Steam or Good Old Games for yourself. Because, usually even if you play a bad horror game, it's still a horror game, right? So that's what I look for. I try to look for games I haven't played, especially during the month of October. Occasionally dipping my toes into playing games I have played before. Seeing how they fare 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years after I first played them or last beat them. This time I wanted to try Alone in the Dark. I have not played, like I did last year with the New Nightmare, which that one I was pleasantly surprised, though. Be advised with the New Nightmare, the control scheme is purely keyboard. I mean, there might be a way to get controllers to work, but things just did good, though. I liked, where was it? Oh, you can turn off button mashing. Well, that's a good thing. Copyright music enabled. You could turn it off, so I didn't have to worry about being copyright struck. That's a good thing. Please add it in, developers, for people like me who like to record it. As you can see, it's running all on Epic, and outside of maybe 1 or 2 times, my computer did not turn into a jet engine, so... Alright, I'm going to stop rambling now. Thanks for joining me. This has been enjoyable. I'm glad you were here to share it with me, my first ever playthrough of it. And the bad news is this leaves me for 1 day left in October, which means October is going to bleed into November, which means one more horror game. What one is that? I don't know. I haven't decided. You'll be surprised. Anyways, make sure you're watching scary movies, reading scary books, playing scary games. Share it with me and everyone else in the comments. That way we can pool our resources together and see, what everyone's up to. And maybe be enlightened in new entertainment mediums that we hadn't thought of before to watch, read, or play. Don't overdo it on the candy. Make sure you have some candy for the kids that will be coming to the door. And also make sure to host parties. If no one else is doing it, you do it. Get your costume ready. Right? And remember, easy costume for Halloween. Dress up like someone from Silent Hill. Most of the characters are just dressed normally and get away with it. Alright, folks. I'm going to call it here for sure. Y'all have a good morning. Oh, wait, I can't forget my subscribers. Y'all stay amazing and you have an awesome day. Sincerely. Or if you prefer, stay awesome and have an amazing day. And drive by Redneck and Beers. I'll catch you next time. Until then, folks, you have a good morning, a good afternoon, and most importantly, for this season, the greatest of holidays, have a very scary Halloween Hecktacular night. See you next time.